Hi everyone, welcome to Karen's Corner. Thank you for joining me for this meditation. So today I thought we would focus on something very near and dear to me about being. And we're all very super busy, whether pre-pandemic or during the pandemic and even post-pandemic, when all this is over with. We're still going to be busy. We're going to find moments in our lives where we're busy. And to share with you, one of my pet peeves is when I've been super busy and I've sat down for like 15 minutes to have a cup of tea, to rest my feet, to think, to just catch my breath in some way. I get that phone call, I get that text, I get something that asks me, are you busy? And years ago, it made me very aware because I wanted to respond emotionally and say, yeah, I'm busy relaxing. I'm busy taking a break. So I've changed my language. That has taught me to change my language. So when I do reach out to people, realizing that your schedule is not my schedule, your time is your time, and my time is my time, I have softened my language a bit, and I ask, do you have a few moments for me, or is now a good time? Changing my wording. I would like to spend 10 minutes with you. When you get a free moment, when you have time, please reach out to me. And it's a way of telling people that, hey, I respect you and your time, and you may be relaxing, you may be napping, you may be enjoying a cup of coffee, and your time is not my time. But one of the biggest things, the hardest things to do is to just be. And when you get that phone call, when you get that text, are you busy? And you were busy being, it can change your whole mindset. So we're going to work on that a little bit during our meditation. So let's go ahead and get started by just kind of shaking off the dust and shaking off whatever we did bring into our meditation cushion, our chair, our mat, whatever area you have selected to meditate today. And whether you're sitting in a chair or on a cushion or some blankets, take a comfortable seat, either cross-legged, legs extended, or in a chair. Make sure your feet are grounded on the floor. Give your body a little movement back and forth, settling in. Yeah, give yourself some time to settle. If you're like me, and you've been going, it's really hard to come to a complete stop. You bring a car to a gradual stop. So bring yourself to a gradual stop as well. And when you've found some evenness in the hips here, palms resting comfortably on the legs or the knees, take an in-breath, lengthen through the spine, and on your exhale, keeping the length in the spine, drop the shoulders away from the ears. Lengthen the neck a little bit. Close your eyes maybe. Just take a moment here to go inward, quieting the mind. Not even focusing on our breath. We're just bringing ourselves into our practice right now. Setting down the to-do list, setting down the busyness. And sometimes being can be the most challenging meditation pose of all. But I leave you with the words that we are not human doings, we are human beings. And then just taking a moment here to settle will draw you into this moment. So no need to push or shove or fight your way into stillness. Just let it occur naturally as you slowly begin to soften. Set down the baggage, set down the armor, Set down the spears that we've picked up to protect ourselves, the shields, all that heaviness. And then as you draw your next breath in, float the fingertips all the way out. Take your time here. Breathe through the fingertips. Float them up overhead. Take the breath up there with you. Interlace your fingertips. Turn the palms away from you. Stretch nice and long. Inhale again. Draw even longer. And then as you exhale, drop those shoulder blades around the back of the heart. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, soften. Take one more in-breath here. And then on an exhale, you'll gently fold to the right. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, opposite direction. Go ahead and continue with the rhythm of your breath. Maybe even closing the eyes here. Feeling the stretch in the side body. Taking your time, and then the next time you're over to the right, find a comfortable place to hold. So anchor through that left hip. Maybe even tip the top arm back as you shift your heart up toward the sky. Good. On an inhale, slowly come back to center. And then exhale in the opposite direction. So can you shift your heart up toward the sky just a little bit more as you draw that top arm back? Good. Inhale, come back to center. Nice. Release those palms. Float them behind you this time. Once again, interlace the fingertips. Shoulders draw away from the neck. As you draw the blades together, maybe lengthen through the front of the throat. And then bring those interlaced palms over to your right waist. Draw the elbows toward one another. So you feel a little curve in the lower back. Drop chin to chest. And then roll that right ear over toward the shoulder. And back to center. Over toward the shoulder. And then back to center. And then this third time we'll gently hold here. So again, invitation here to keep the eyes closed. Notice how it feels in your body. Drawing your awareness how it feels in your body draws you away from the busyness, right? Brings you back to this moment. Yeah, we have over 60,000 thoughts a day. So be compassionate with yourself when one of those thoughts makes you wander away from your meditation practice. Maybe even give the chin a little movement. Exploring, getting curious here as to what feels good in the body. Working through the stickiness here. And then slowly drawing your head back to center. Release those palms. Once again, draw them toward the earth. Lift up through the heart. And then a gentle bow forward. Taking a gentle stretch in your lower back. Inhale, slowly come back to center. Release the fingertips. Bring the palms to the legs or to the knees once again. And a few shoulder rolls back. And a few shoulder rolls forward. Good. And then uncross the legs. Cross them in the opposite direction. After a little movement here, settle in again. So again, give your body a little sway back and forth, forward and back. Envision your heart being centered over your hips. And then with the palms once again resting comfortably on your lap or on your knees, some seated cat-cows. So on an inhale, offer your heart forward as the shoulder blades hug the back of the heart. And then on the exhale, round the spine, pull the belly in. Close the eyes once again. Move with the breath. So it doesn't matter if you're moving faster or slower than me or my voice. If you close the eyes, it's really an invitation to go inward and move with your breath. And moving with your breath really makes you feel aware of what feels good in the body. Use your next exhale to draw your heart once again over those hips. Settle in, lengthen through the spine. Take the breath and the fingertips up overhead. Grow long here. Interlace your fingertips once again. Opposite thumb on top this time. Palms turn inside out. Stretch nice and long. And then release those palms down so they're about heart level. Drop chin to chest, a little cat back here. Good, a nice long spine once again. Release the palms, sweep them behind you. Again, opposite thumb on top, palms toward the earth, heart lifted up. And then this time bring those palms over to the left side of the waist. Sitting up nice and tall, elbows draw toward one another here. Release the breath and the chin. Sweep the ear over toward the left shoulder. And then back to center. Over toward the shoulder and back to center. And then on the third time, settle in here. Elbows hugging toward one another here. Breathe into that space between shoulder and ear. Maybe add a little chin movement. Exploring just a bit. It's so much easier to keep the mind occupied when you're moving. So when you find a comfortable spot and want to hold, just notice what happens to the mind. It gets busy, right? So can you focus on just being? And it sounds very easy, the words. Sometimes this can be the most challenging. Take a couple of more breaths here. And then once again, bringing those palms behind you. Lift up your heart. And then a gentle bow forward. Inhale, rise all the way back up. Palms resting comfortably on lap or knees. Couple shoulder rolls forward and back. Good. Perfect. And then beginning the meditation here. The meditation can be done seated, in a chair, or reclined, whatever you're most comfortable with. If you're reclining, make sure you get yourself comfortable. If you're on a cushion or some blankets, feel free to move yourself up against the wall. You don't need to see me, you can just hear me, that'll be fine. And if you're in a chair, Make sure you're comfortable as well. Either put a blanket behind you in the chair for some support, and if your feet aren't comfortably reaching the ground, just slip a couple blocks or maybe even a blanket under that. So I'll give you a moment here to set up. Take your time. Society sometimes, our society these days does favor us being busy. So when you get that phone call or that text, or even somebody walking into the room and saying, hey, are you busy? If you're like me, sometimes you feel a little guilty almost for like, yeah, no, I'm not busy. I was just resting, or I was just enjoying a cup of tea or something. And why should we feel guilty for spending a few minutes catching our breath? It's the perfect mental health break for you, and it's just great to take a break once in a while, right? How many times have you said to yourself, oh, I would just like 15 minutes alone to think or to relax, or just to myself, to enjoy a cookie, right? So again, it has helped me soften my language a little bit, so I hope that to send that out into the world. So maybe the next time you want to ask somebody if they're busy, hey, when you get a chance, let me know. I'd like some of your time. Once you've found yourself a comfortable meditation posture, take a deep breath in, and then as you exhale, float the eyelids closed, bring the lips together. Turn your attention to your breath now. Relax the jaw. Let the tongue hang loosely in your mouth. Maybe even turning the corners of your lips up just a bit. And then taking a moment here to notice what it's like to be. Does it come easy for you? Do you have a little more difficulty with it? There's no wrong answer, but whatever your answer is, can you be okay with that for right now? I've been meditating for years, and I have very difficult days where it's hard to focus. So be compassionate with yourself. Each moment is different. And dropping into that stillness, notice the qualities of the breath. And when I ask you to notice the qualities of the breath, does your mind instantly turn to something needs to be fixed? Just notice the qualities of the breath. Notice the length of the inhale, the length of the exhale. Notice if they're different, notice if they're the same. The temperature of the breath, the inhale versus the exhale. Notice where the breath goes, how it gets there. And perhaps noticing where the breath doesn't get to. When thoughts begin to pull you away, just gently nudge your awareness back to your breath. Just being here in stillness. Emphasis on being. And it's lots of times in this stillness that answers come to us. We set intentions out there, all the time, but we're never still enough to listen to the answers. So again, compassion if you're struggling in any way, following the breath in, following the breath out. In this state of being, notice how loud silence can be sometimes. And then silently saying to yourself, in this state of being, be still and know. Be still and know. And then staying with that mantra, be still and know, on your next in-breath, focus on the words, be still. And then on your exhale, silently say to yourself, and know. Inhaling, be still. Exhaling, and know. Know that all those answers reside within us. In this state of being still. Stay with me here. Inhaling, be still. Exhaling, and know. Now, gently repeat to yourself, be still. Staying with that mantra, be still. Inhale, be. Exhale, still. Inhale, be. Exhale, still. Staying with me. Silently say to yourself, be. One simple word, be. Being in this moment, being with your breath, be. Few more breaths here. Staying in this state of being. Take one more conscious breath in. And then as you release the breath, let your attention relax a bit. Slowly beginning to wiggle fingers and toes. Maybe give the head a gentle rock from side to side. Gently blinking the eyes open, bringing the palms to the heart. Taking moments in your day, whether they be long or short, even if it's just a minute, I wish you moments of just being with your breath, being with yourself, being with your heart. Thank you so much for joining me for this meditation. I'm so grateful. From my heart to yours, namaste. Thank you, everyone. See you next time on the mat.